I am always scouring the internet looking for new recipes, and when we find some great ones, some winners, we bring them to you. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. So this week I was in my freezer and just kind of checking out what meats we had in there that we needed to use, and I found this pork tenderloin. It's not even quite a pound, but I wanted to use it. It's from Butcher Box, and I thought, I mean, you can grill it, you can do anything, but I thought, let me go on the internet and see what I can find, and I found a recipe that sounds really easy. It's in the crock pot. These are called Tangy pulled pork sandwiches. Because we only have about a pound of meat, it's just gonna make dinner for tonight, but that's perfect. Y'all, this is so simple. We're just going to mix all the ingredients that we're gonna pour over our tenderloin and then just put it all in the crock pot. So the recipe is for a 1 pound pork tenderloin. I don't quite have a pound, and from the comments, it sounded like it's a little too saucy, so I'm gonna dial back on the sauce ingredients. I'm gonna do a little more than half a cup of ketchup, a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of the Dove sauce, and about a tablespoon of spicy brown mustard. That is oozing out without me trying. What is happening? What is happening? Stop. Why is it just coming out? Okay, we're going with it. Oh, okay. And we're gonna top it off with a little bit of black pepper. Let's just whisk all of that together. I'm gonna taste it just to see what I think. I'm gonna add just a little more vinegar, personal preference. Okay, so the recipe says to cut the pork tenderloin in half. I'm not really sure why, because it fit in there just fine, but I did it. And now we're just going to pour our ingredients over top. And we're just gonna cook it on low for about 4 hours. Very, very simple, and we will have dinner tonight. I'm using my smaller one. In order to put it on low, you have to set it to 8 hours, but it is 2 o'clock now, so at around 6 o'clock tonight, dinner will be ready. Okay, it has been 4 hours. It is time to take this out. We're gonna shred it all and then put it back in there, let it soak up the juices, and it'll be time to eat. So I've been in the kitchen all day and making other things for other videos, and I never had a chance to make coleslaw to go on our sandwiches tonight, but that would be a great addition. If you've never toasted your hamburger buns in a toaster, just use the bagel setting if your toaster has one, and it will just mostly toast the one side, the inside. So it shows you here the bagels. You kind of do it facing in, but I'm just gonna hit the bagel button and we'll be good to go. When I said, we're gonna eat, you said, what'd you say was missing?
I said you didn't have no coleslaw.
Uh-huh. Made me feel bad.
I was just aggravating you a little bit.
Uh-huh, a little bit.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
That's good barbecue flavor right there.
Yeah?
Good barbecue flavor. You can bite into it. Great texture. The sweet, tangy, smoky barbecue flavor.
Awesome. For our second meal this week, we are making it in the Instant Pot. This is called spicy cowboy beans. And it's like a chili, but it's definitely got more spicy elements to it. You can tone it down to your family's liking, but let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is turn our Instant Pot over to saute. You'll know your saute function is ready when it says that it's hot. First, we're gonna take 4 pieces of bacon that I've already chopped and start cooking those. We're gonna let these get good and crispy. This will take 4 to 5 minutes. Now that this is crispy, let's add in our medium chopped onion and cook that for just a couple of minutes, and then we'll add in some garlic too. Let this cook for about 1 more minute, and then we'll start adding in all the rest of our ingredients. I don't know if you can see that. There's some burned pieces here on the bottom. That's totally normal, but you cannot keep that on the bottom when you are doing your pressure cook. Let's add in some beef broth. You're gonna add in a total of 2 cups of low sodium beef broth, but I'm adding it just a little in the beginning just so I can go through and scrape the bottom here. If you don't do that, you'll get a burn notice on your Instant Pot. Okay, that looks to be pretty good. Let's add in the remainder of our 2 cups of beef broth. And then I'm gonna press cancel on my Instant Pot. Now in goes the rest of the ingredients. I've got 3 cups of water. I've got a 15 bean soup mix. I did rinse it and kind of go through it. It's harder to go through this to look for rocks because there's so many different types of beans in here, but I didn't find any rocks. So we're gonna add those beans in now. These were not pre-soaked or anything. These are straight out of the bag and rinsed. We're gonna add in a can of Rotel. You don't wanna drain it first, just dump that all in there. An 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. I have 1 poblano pepper that I chopped. I did take the seeds out as well. I have 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and you'll want a packet of taco seasoning, or in my case, just homemade taco seasoning, 2 to 3 tablespoons. And that's it. I'm gonna take my little clip off here, and we're gonna put the lid on. Our lid is on. I'm gonna make sure it's turned to sealing, and then we are going to pressure cook this for 90 minutes. Okay, there we go, 1.5 hours. And that should go ahead and come up to pressure, or it'll turn on. There we go. And we're gonna let it cook for that 90 minutes, and then we're gonna just let it slow release afterwards. So we're not gonna do anything with this until it's cooked, and then it slow releases, and then that pin drops. You know, this pin is gonna raise up. So once that pin drops at the very end, it'll be time to eat. Okay, so this just finished. Now we're just going to let it count up while it naturally releases. It'll probably take usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes to completely naturally release. I got impatient. Don't be impatient like me. But once it hit 30 and it was still not completely released, I went ahead and just let the rest of it out, and it hardly had any in there. So it probably would have dropped in just a couple of minutes. But now that means, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's time to eat.
Spicy. Great flavor. Oh yeah. It's like a smoky, chili kind of flavor to it.
Yeah, it's called cowboy beans. So it's called spicy cowboy beans.
Good spice. I like the variety of the beans in here too.
Yeah, it's got 15 different types
Really
of beans.
good.
Yeah.
It's like a notch up from the regular pinto beans that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like kicking that up a bit there.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like baked beans, you'll really like this. Like,
Okay.
it's just like
It's very similar to baked beans.
very similar, but
Similar, yep.
there's a lot of flavor in it.
It's got
Okay.
a very rich
All right.
rich flavor to it.
Awesome.
But you'll like it, yeah.
Thank
It's
you,
gonna be
Cole,
good.
for your input. We appreciate that. If you're new here, the voice that you just heard is my 17-year-old son. He prefers not to be on camera most times. But, yeah, I appreciate that feedback, son. Okay, now I'm going to dig in. You can see I kind of stirred my sour cream throughout, but this is really tasty. It's similar to, like, pinto beans and or baked beans. It's kind of like they got married and had a little cowboy bean baby. It's really good. Okay, y'all, it is the third recipe of the week, and that means it's Subbie supper night, or Subbie breakfast, Subbie supper morning, because we're having this as a breakfast. It would be great for dinner as well. It is a quiche. It is a Southwestern sausage quiche, and it comes from LaVerne. LaVerne sent this over, and it made me smile so big. She is always one of the first people to comment on my videos. She has the most beautiful smile, and she always makes me smile. So when I saw that she sent over a Subbie supper, and it was one that sounded right up our alley, I was very excited to give it a try. LaVerne lives in Cordova, Tennessee, and she was a preschool teacher for 20 years, and then she transitioned to being a stay-at-home mom. They have 4 adult children. Their youngest just graduated high school last year, and her husband is an HR manager for a Kroger store. And she said that means she does a lot of her grocery shopping at Kroger. But she said this is one that her family absolutely loves, and she couldn't wait to share it with us. So thank you, LaVerne. I always look forward to seeing your beautiful smile in my comments. It just makes my day every single time. Now we get to make the dish that your family loves. First things first, let's preheat the oven to 350. Since I am just doing the original recipe today and I'm not doubling it, I'm only gonna need a 1/2 pound of this sausage. Okay, I've got this medium skillet. I'm heating it to medium-high heat. We are going to brown this 1/2 pound of sausage. While that is browning, I'm gonna go ahead and shred some cheese. You need about 3/4 a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And y'all already know who is sitting at my feet waiting. Okay, our sausage has finished browning, so we're just going to drain it here on this paper towel just to get any excess grease off. There's not a lot of grease on there. And we'll just let it sit here and cool for just a minute while we get the rest of the ingredients together. In this bowl, we're gonna add 3 eggs, a tablespoon of taco seasoning. I have my own homemade, but you could just use pre-made, is fine. You wouldn't use the whole pack though, just a tablespoon. 1/4 cup of sour cream, and a cup of heavy cream or just milk. I have heavy cream. We're gonna whisk all of this together. Let's set that to the side and assemble our quiche. Okay, I've got a 9-inch deep dish pie crust here. It is frozen. You don't have to thaw it out. You're not gonna bake it first. It's all gonna bake together. On the bottom of our pie crust, let's add our 1/2 pound of sausage. Now you're gonna add 1/2 can of Rotel. You want to drain it first, so I already did that. Now here comes our cheese. You need about 3/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. You're gonna put that right on top of there. And then lastly, let's just pour on our mixture with the eggs, just to make it easier to manage. I'm gonna put it on this baking dish. This is going in a preheated 350-degree oven for 1 hour. It has been an hour. We're gonna take this out of the oven. We're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes before we cut into it.
Just want to dive in.
I wanted to go to the table, but he said, no, I'm ready to eat now. So,
Oh, well, I mean, we can go to the table.
oh my gosh, would you eat it?
I'm going to eat this quiche here. Oh, man. Yeah, it's got like a little spice to it.
It's Southwestern.
Mmm. Spice, sausage,
That's right.
egg. Mmm.
Oh, he is so happy right now.
That is amazing.
Oh, yay, I'm so glad.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm going to eat this whole thing.
So, LaVerne, we thank you.
Thank you so much. This is incredible.
Steven walked out. He had to go get ready. It's a Saturday morning. It's kind of crazy around here. But I knew this would be a perfect breakfast for this morning. So I just wanted to give you all my notes on this. This is heaven. It has a tad bit of a spice, but it's not a strong spice at all.
You just need to try it, okay? You need to believe. This is incredible.
You keep saying that lately. You need to believe.
You need to believe.
Well, it's true. It's true. It's so good. The texture of it is really great. I realized after I got it in the oven that I forgot to add salt and pepper. It doesn't need salt and pepper. It's totally fine without it. It does not need it. Just believe, as Steven says. It's so good. Thank you, LaVerne. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this winter dinners. I hope you got 3 new recipes for your family to try. Let me know down below which one you plan to make first. If you did enjoy this video, I would be so thankful if you would just give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new here, stick around. Hit that red subscribe button. Thanks, y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Cole.
Let's go. Let's eat this.
Wait.
No, don't tell me to wait.
Okay, y'all. Oh, never mind. I was looking for. I was looking for my mic. It's sitting right there. Leave me a comment in the below. Is it good? Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good day.